I always thought being someone's secret would feel thrilling. I never expected it to feel like a cage I built myself, brick by brick, kiss by kiss. My name is Alina, I'm 26, and the man who ruined me was 4-married-powerful. Impossible. Let me start at the beginning. I was a junior consultant at one of the top fashion brands in New York. Just a face in a sea of smart heels and red lipstick. And he was the creative director, Julian Ray. He walked like a man who didn't need permission. Salt and pepper hair, tailored suits, hands that spoke before his mouth did. He had this gravity. Like when he looked at you, the rest of the room vanished. On my second week, I bumped into him in the elevator. My coffee spilled. He laughed, handed me his silk pocket square. "Don't cry over cold coffee," he said. That night, he emailed me, subject, "nice save," inside, a smiley face, and a meeting invite. That was how it started. What followed were weeks of late nights, private feedback, and working dinners. Everyone assumed I was climbing the ladder the old-fashioned way. Performance, dedication, smart ideas. No one knew that behind the locked door of his corner office, he was kissing me like I was a secret he wanted to keep, but couldn't. He told me he was unhappy in his marriage, that his wife didn't understand him anymore, that I made him feel alive again. I believed him. I told myself this wasn't an affair, it was fate. He wasn't cheating. He was choosing me, just slowly. The kisses turned to weekends. The weekends turned to promises. "I'm leaving her soon," he said, brushing my hair behind my ear. "I just need to protect my daughter. The timing has to be right." So I waited. I canceled dates, ignored invitations, stared at my phone at midnight hoping he'd say, "Come over," and then he disappeared. 3 days. No calls, no emails. The silence was louder than anything he'd ever whispered in my ear. Then came Monday. The team was buzzing. Something big was going down. I walked into the conference room and froze. At the head of the table sat Julian. Beside him, his wife. Not ex-wife. Not leaving anytime soon wife. Just wife. She was stunning, composed, and holding a press release. They were announcing a joint creative campaign, a rebranding initiative to promote trust, elegance, and timeless values. I felt my chest tighten. He looked at me once, briefly, blankly, like I was an intern he couldn't quite place. That night, I cried on the subway, mascara streaked, heart cracked, pride shattered. I felt used, replaced, forgotten. But the worst part, I still wanted him. 3 days later, he texted, "Can we talk, please? It's complicated. I met him in a hotel room. I know. I shouldn't have. But closure is a drug." He looked at me like nothing had changed. Like I was still his little secret. "I can't lose everything," he said. "You understand, right?" And I did. I understood perfectly. I was never going to be his everything. Just the thing he touched when his real life felt cold. That night, I didn't cry. I kissed him one last time, slowly, like goodbye. And then I pulled out my phone. He blinked. "What's that?" "Insurance," I said. "Photos." Screenshots, messages. His face went pale. "I won't ruin you," I said. "But I won't disappear either." I walked out of that hotel room without looking back. I sent in my resignation the next morning, with an email CC'd to legal, HR, and PR. Attached were the files, just enough to make him sweat. I didn't want revenge. I wanted respect. Weeks passed. I heard whispers. He was under investigation for misconduct. His campaign with his wife, quietly shelved. He didn't get fired, men like him rarely do. But his image, fractured. And me? I got hired by a competitor. A better role. A louder voice. No secrets. And one day, at a fashion gala, he saw me. I was in a red satin dress, hair up, confident, laughing with the new CEO, a woman. He approached. "Alina," he said. I turned, smiled. "Sorry," I said, cool as glass. "Do I know you?" He blinked. I walked away. Not because I forgot, but because I finally remembered who I was before he made me his secret.